Okay, let's get to work. We're going to hit this big wrench at the top first, hit Edit Dashboard. I'm asking you to grab this border at the bottom if you haven't done so already. Put it right there. Grab the H, which is a header, put it right there. And we're going to call this one period over period. And I'm going to hit save. Okay, now we're going to go get our first plate. So I'm going to have you hit that plus sign, hit create new card, visualization, existing. We're going to pick a data set we've done. We're going to pick the marketing data set. I'm picking the Google Sheets one that I have brought in. If you brought it in through web form, email, file upload, any one of these will work. Choose data set. Okay, instead of popular charts, I'm going to ask you to go to period over period. So these period over period, what they do is they show context. They show how is a thing, a KPI, how's it performing over time compared to another point in time. The one I'm going to ask you to do is grouped bar. Now remember, if you could do one of these, most likely you could do the rest of these. They're very, very, very similar, but I'm just going to show you one just so you can understand it, how to move around a little bit. So you can follow along and do it. So at the top here, we're going to change this title. We're going to change this title to be revenue year over year, or you could put capital Y, capital O, capital Y if you want to do that. I am actually going to hit this sum of impressions thing. And you know what I want to do? I want to go get revenue though, not impressions. So I'm going to go in my little search bar on the top left. I'm going to type in revenue. I'm going to drag that right here where it says y-axis, and I'm going to hit that again, format, make this a currency. Let's take off the decimal places. Okay, hey, remember, if I'm going a little fast, you can pause, you could rewind, you could move at your own pace, not a big deal. So in the summary number, I can choose a couple things. I can choose to remove it. I can choose to add all values, which gives you a list of which ones you want to pick. I can pick the current value, all these things. We're going to say all value, and I'm going to make sure I'm choosing revenue. I want a sum of the revenue. And here I can choose, different things, min, max, average, whatever I want. And I'm going to say show formatting options. And here I'm going to make it a currency again. Looks good, looks good. And instead of sum of revenue, I'm just going to call it revenue. Okay, great, 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 great. But we got a couple things here. Nothing has really changed, right? So I'm going to go here where I see date right here. I'm going to click that, and I want to compare the current this year. I want to graph it by month, and I want to compare it to 1 year, year over year, only 1 year ago. And look, now we see some color. Now we see the light blue is 1 year ago. The darker blue is this year. But is that helping me out? The color is a little too similar for me. So I'm going to go on the left-hand side under chart properties, and here's where we're going to do a lot of playing. I'm going to pick colors, and I'm going to choose 1 year ago. I'm going to make that maybe a little bit of a lighter gray. I'm going to pick it again, and instead of 1 year ago, I'm going to pick this year now. I'm going to make that a dark blue, a super dark blue. Say next, apply to only this card. This is very important. If you say apply to all cards, any cards where you have like revenue in it will now take on the color controls you just did. So we're just going to say apply to only this card. Much better. My eyes can move much, much, much better. But I have a couple visual things I want to clean up a little bit. So I don't like having the legend over here where now my colors are stacked on top of each other in legend, but over here they're going left to right. A little confusing. Not a good user experience. So I'm going to go to chart properties. I'm going to go to legend. And here I'm going to choose bottom for both of these things. Now my legend is on the bottom, but I have another issue. My blue is on the left, my gray is on the right, but here my gray is on the left, my blue is on the right. Well, we're just going to choose reverse legend layout. Voila, we have fixed it. And now on the left-hand side, I'm going to do a couple more things. I'm going to go to grid lines. I'm going to say remove the grid line. You're going to see why in a second. And I'm going to go to data label settings. And here, if I hit this plus sign, I can choose different things. I can put in the name of different categories. I can put the percent of the total, which means this bar makes up 10% of every bar that we see here, whatever we want. I'm going to pick value though. And that's where it goes. But look, these numbers are a little daunting to look at, right? Like, oof, is this helpful? I don't know. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to say use scale abbreviation. Okay, is that helpful? Well, the 1 million is here. 1 million is also here. That's really hard to read. So I'm going to go to decimal places and let's pick 1. Now I have more context. 1.4 versus 1.1. Okay, we're almost done. We're almost done with this. Right here, what I'd like you to do is where it says value scale Y, that is our Y axis. I'd like you to click that. And here, we're going to write in the word revenue. And now I have some context of what am I looking at. So that's good. And here I see all these months like this. I have the year and the month, year and the month, year. And it's a little confusing because we're comparing year over year. So if I see January 2023, it's like, whoa, what's this one? Yeah, we should know it's 1 year ago, but is there a better user experience? We're going to hit category scale. And in this date output format, I'd like you to hit 3 M's. The best plate. It's all working together. And now I have the month name instead. Look at that. Look how beautiful it is. Now what we're able to see here is we're able to see, show me in blue, months compared to other months, blues compared to blues. And in the same month, show me the blue compared to the gray, which is the same month last year. Okay, now what I'm going to do at the top here, if I hit save, it's just saved. But I want to hit save and close. I want to go back to my table. Okay, now to move this up here, if you forgot, you hit the big wrench, edit, drag it right there. And I'm going to remove that by month thing. Hit edit, appearance, get rid of time frame. And here I can get rid of things. I can get rid of the title if I want to. I can get rid of the summary number if I want to. Whatever you want to do. Okay. But I'm going to hit save. And when you did it, that is a period over period card.